Hey everybody, it's Joe Auger. It is Record Store Day, April 22nd, 2017, not 13. Um, and I'm just here to show you my haul. So the first thing obviously is the lovely little bag, the little bag, the record bag I use for other stuff. Um, there's pins. St. Vincent is our ambassador for this year, the lovely Annie Clark. Who I think she's coming out with a new record soon. Hopefully, In Your Ear Records is also one of the places that I went. Basically, I went to two Newbury Comics and In Your Ear Records in Warren, Rhode Island. Um, Freebie stuff that was sort of around. Bulletproof Plan. Don't look up. I'm not sure who this is. I'm gonna look into it. Hopefully, it's cool. Record Store Day compilations of different people. A lot of many I've never heard before, but hey, it's always interesting. A few more of these. Right, another Record Store Day, another Century. These are all just compilations of people who I don't know who they are. So technically, before I get into the goodies, I just wanted to show people what some other stuff that came in this week separately from Record Store Day, but it's Michael Nesmith put out this book called Infinite Tuesday, which I finally just got in the mail. I haven't started reading it yet, but it's been getting really great reviews. And obviously, if you're a lover of the Monkees and Mike Nesmith, then you need to get it. If you don't want to get it and don't want to read it, there's an audiobook as well, which I'm hoping to get. There's a limited edition vinyl of there's a with the book, there's a greatest hits compilation sort of his entire career, and it's on CD, but it was also sort of a truncated version on vinyl that you could get as a pre-order and get him to sign it. So I got that in the mail. You can see it says 42 exclamation point best Michael Nesmith 0413 2017. So that's pretty cool. I mean, I've been lucky enough to meet him once and got his autograph a few times, but this is a really special one. So I told him the special uh, inscription there, 42, is obviously a reference to Douglas Adams, who was a good friend of his. I just said to put 42. He added the little exclamation point because he got it. What's interesting is the fact that he signed this on 0413 2017 on a divisible 4 times 13 is 52. 52 minus 2 is 50. Minus 1 is 41. Minus 7 is 42. I'm just saying. So Douglas Adams was correct. Anyway, so that's pretty cool. So that's sort of connected and close enough to Record Store Day. Anyway, so it's on to the goodies. I'm either looking at me or at the camera. So I'm a novice. Don't give me a problem. Anyway, so first thing, this was on my list. I got most of what are the things on my list. Is right now the only thing I didn't get was the George Carlin Jammin' in New York album, but I'm gonna look for that. And one of my kitties is screeching at me. Say hello. Firstly is Beatles, Strawberry Fields Forever, Penny Lane single with a picture sleeve. But these are the remixed versions by Giles Martin and Sam O'Kell, which corresponds with the Sgt. Pepper 50th anniversary releases coming out in May. So I'm lucky to have cute. Oh boy, my cats are having a little fight. So you may hear some cat fighting going on in the background. Knock it off, guys. Knock it off. Anyway, so there's that. Emerson, Lake and Palmer replica of a flexi disc for Record Store Day, but it's got a gatefold. It's got sort of a die cut sleeve for brain salad surgery. That looks pretty cool. I'm always cool for a little bit of sweet packaging, and I believe it's cool. Look at that nice clear vinyl. So yeah, I got that. Anyway, try to get that back in there. That tearing stuff. So anyway, so those are the small records. So now onto the bigger records. So 50th anniversary of Procol Harum's Whiter Shade of Pale in an EP form, which has Whiter Shade of Pale original A side, Lime Street Blues original B side, Whiter Shade of Pale full length instrumental. So clearly a remix of just the background. A Whiter Shade of, for all you karaoke folks out there. A Wider Shade of Pale 50th Anniversary Stereo Mix, okay. Lime Street Blues 50th Anniversary Stereo Mix. Alpha session recording. Salad Days session recording. Okay, interesting. And as always, it says to be listened to in the spirit of which it is made, which is how the original album was proposed. So what's interesting about this is sort of that just yesterday, Procol Harum released an album out of nowhere called Novum, which I bought. It was in the stores, and I've listened to it, and you know, it might be a grower. It's mostly a Gary Brooker solo record, as Keith Reed is not on there doing lyrics. You know, Matt Fisher has not been a part of the band since the last record they put out in the early 2000s or whatever. This Well's on Fire. So you know, it's good, but Gary Brooker's in fine voice. So you know, I just give it a cursory listen. So I'm going to try and do a little bit more listening, a little more in depth and stuff. So anyway, so it was an interesting sort of juxtaposition. Rush Cygnus X1, which is a compilation of the entire Cygnus story, which is the side 2, book 1 from Farewell to Kings, and then side 1 of book 2, which is the side 1 of the Hemispheres record. I think this is probably pretty much their peak as far as the kind of storytelling things goes. The little one agrees, apparently. What? Hang on a minute. Anyway, next up on the docket here is Pink Floyd, Interstellar Overdrive. Now this is Syd Barrett. This is apparently unreleased from Thompson Recording Studio, recorded October 31st, 1966. So this would have been a fairly early version, perhaps even earlier than the. I think it is actually even earlier than the one that took place, where they filmed them in Sound Techniques in early '67. I want to say it was, and where they recorded Nick's Boogie as well. I'm interested because this should be, and this was put out on Pink Floyd Records, so it's technically an official Pink Floyd release. Apparently, there's the inner bag of that, I guess, is got a poster and all this kind of stuff on it. Actually, what does it say? It says, one-sided 12-inch single, previously only contains a poster and a postcard, plus a printed inner sleeve. Awesome. The other thing it should have is a download card. Would be cool. The Turtles, more golden hits on gold vinyl, which is cool, right? I just got finished with the Turtles box set and singles 2 CD set. So basically did an entire kind of Turtles, trawl download into my head. And there's a lot of that stuff I had never heard before, and it's a great catalog. I mean, if you like the Monkees catalog, if you like that kind of pop stuff, there's nothing to beat it. I mean, Howard Kaylan, Mark Volman, their vocals, just transcend time on so many levels, and I recommend it. For $100 you can get the Turtles' entire oeuvre. So I would go for it. Do it now. Do it right now. Stop watching me. Do it now. Dennis Wilson Bamboo Sessions. This was the record he was working on before he sort of unfortunately died by misadventure in the water by being drunk and stuff long ago, and does include a digital download, which is cool. They did release all of the sessions from this along with his one solo album a few years back, which was actually, I need to get that box set because that's pretty good. But I guess this would technically be the closest thing to an actual release of that record. So, if you want to talk genius, this was the second genius in the Wilson family. So, there's that. This is one of the ones that I really wanted to get. Field Music's Tones of Town. Last year I was able to get their first album on vinyl for Record Store Day, and so that's 2 for 2. So at this point I believe I've got all of the Fieldhouse records, perhaps bar one, on vinyl. So and I wasn't sure if this was going to be released only regionally in England. They're not really popular here in the US, but they're a really great prog pop band. So if you like XTC, if you like that kind of intricate kind of pop music, then do go for Field Music. Yes, my kitty wants my attention. Yes, I'm going to give you some attention. I'm going to give you attention. There's nothing I can do about it. Okay. All right. So those are the specifically record store day releases. The other stuff that I was able to grab today, most of the rest of which I got at In Your Ear Records in Warren, Rhode Island. Elvis Costello, When I Was Cruel, Collector's Edition, which I think I had and then I gave it up, and but I like this record, so it's not one of his more popular records, but it's really really good, I think. Bob Dylan bootleg series, the Whitmark demos. So this is him very early on. And this box I haven't seen out too often. It's usually been bought up and all that. So, but I like Dylan's bootleg series kind of almost more than I do his regular records. Go figure that, right? John Cage, cool album. Of sonatas and interludes for prepared piano, book of music for 2 prepared pianos. For those of you who don't know who John Cage is, he was a musician, musical theorist, composer from the sort of 40s on through into the 80s, and he worked a lot with again, musical theory, which tended to get thrown into the Fluxus movement, and he was into the idea of preparing pianos with screws and nuts and paper clips and things to make them sound funny, and to do some more interesting things with sound in general. Not your typical top 40 type of dude, so if you're not into that, well, you're not into John Cage. But then I would have to ask the question is why. So last but not least, 2 other things I got from In Your Ear. Peter Cook presents The Misty Mr. Wisty. English only release. This was never released in America, and this is genius humorist Peter Cook, obviously in his early days. So that was a real easy, quick find. Looks like it's in pretty good condition, but like I don't think these have even been reissued on CD or anything. And then finally, another Peter Cook. Here Comes the Judge Alive in Concert, which was I think early, and actually 1979, so it was a little bit later. But again, I don't believe this was released in America. A lot of these Peter Cook, Dudley Moore records, again, American audiences don't quite understand it because, well, there's a range of intelligence that goes with listening to this stuff, and unfortunately, there's a large range of Americans that don't have that range of intelligence. I'm just saying. Not to get political, but anyway. So that's my trawl for the day. I hope you're having a good record store day here, and I will be out and around. I'll put something up one of these days. I tend not to be very fastidious and or ambitious about it. It usually happens when I get a bug up my ass and go, let's do it now, let's do it right now. And then 2 days later, it's like, oh yeah, I gotta put that thing up online. Anyway, have an awful, no, don't have an awful day. Have an awesome day. I'm sorry. I gotta go pay attention to my cat. Take it easy.